Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of this video, we're going to talk about weaning, which I'm going to upload this on a Wednesday, so I'm going to call it Weaning Wednesday or Wednesday's weaning. So yeah, there's been a lot of talk about weaning just recently, kind of in my local area, and I thought I would do a video on it because I've been getting lots and lots of questions from various different people. So I thought I would do a video and then you can just keep watching it back and make any notes and pause it and whatever else. So without further ado, let's crack on. So number one, you can wean your child or your baby from 4 months. Now I know that the Department of Health and the NHS advise not until 6 months. And that is totally fine. If your baby will go to 6 months without being weaned, that's fine. But not every baby is the same. And some will show signs of wanting to wean from 4 months, 5 months, right through to 6 months. So you know your baby, you're that baby's mum, dad, you know what's best for them. And the signs to look out for are when you're eating, that they are showing an interest, that they might, as you open your mouth to put food in, they might do the same. If you're holding them or if they're sitting with you and you're eating something, they might try and grab at it and pull at it and really show an interest in what you're eating. And if you put a spoon to their mouth and they go to open their mouth, then they're ready. Okay? If they're not showing signs and they're kind of 4 or 5 months, don't panic, okay? By 6 months, they will definitely be showing signs of wanting to start eating proper food. So tip number 2, I would recommend starting them on baby rice. Now you can mix this with either formula milk or breast milk, either or, it doesn't matter, and just kind of basically just follow the instructions on the packet. So I would do like maybe a teaspoon of baby rice and then just mix it with some milk, so it's quite liquidy, and then kind of introduce that first. Now the kind of guidelines on this are to introduce like 1 food a week, so try baby rice for a week, then try like apple for a week, then pear for a week, carrot for a week. But I just found that's going to be very boring and your baby might lose interest in the food very, very quickly. So, you know, do a few days on baby rice, and then if, you know, that's going really well and they're enjoying that, then you could also always mix a bit of apple or pear with the baby rice to introduce a new flavour. And then eventually, a few days later after that, you could just do the apple. Because I mean, baby rice, have you tried it? It's very bland. It smells very bland. You can get like baby porridge and things like that, but just be very careful of the sugar content that's in them. So always look, I know that they're like for babies, but always be aware of that. Rusks, I can't think what age they're from. I'll have a quick look now, but I know they've got the reduced sugar ones, but for something that's targeted at newborn, well not newborns, but babies from 4 months, yeah, it says here 4+ months, and then there's 7+ months as well. Yeah, there's normal and then reduced sugar. So like the normal ones I think are like 30% sugar, so it's a lot of sugar. So try and avoid those if you can. I would recommend avoiding them. And also like just be careful of like baby porridges and stuff like that. And yeah, just go from there and see what they like. And that's what I would recommend. I'll put a picture in of like the ones that I recommend. There's organic ones out there if you like using organic products, or there's like normal ones as well, and most of them are from 4 months. And then when they get to 6 months, there's like a different one. I think it's like a bit more coarse, a bit thicker. So yeah, to introduce like different textures. So yeah, that's what I would recommend to start with. And then once you've introduced that, the way of like pureeing up fruit and vegetables is you can either steam them or you can just boil them. Now I would recommend steaming because it keeps all the nutrients like in the actual fruit and vegetables rather than it all coming out in the water. So I would recommend doing it that way. You can either use like one of the tiered electric ones, or you can just get like one of the metal steamers and you just sit it on a pan of boiling water, put a lid on, and that's it. That's all it is. And just wait till it goes soft, and then you will need a blender, or you could do it in a NutriBullet as well. Like most people have things like that these days, so in that would be fine. You don't need to add anything to it. You don't have to need to add any more water or anything like that. Just as it is. Puree it and then get some ice cube trays. Now I recommend the silicone ice cube trays because they're a little bit more kind of flexible and you can get them out a bit easier. But whatever you've got, don't go kind of spending a fortune on them ice cube trays. So whatever you've got, and do them in batches, and then you can put the puree into the ice cube trays, freeze them, and then once they're done you can tip them out onto like chopping board, like bash them out if you're not using a flexible one, a silicone one, and then put them in Ziploc freeze bags and label them. It's handy to write the date that you've kind of made the batch on the bag. I mean, you're going to get through them fairly quickly, so as long as you've used them within 3 months, then that's fine. If it's after 3 months, if they've kind of got, you know, stuck at the back of the freezer and you've forgotten about them and it's gone 3 months, then I would kind of bin that, start again, because they'll kind of lose their flavour and the nutrients in there. So yes, I would recommend doing it that way. I've been putting a few pictures on my Instagram this week about weaning and various things, and on my Facebook page, so have a little look at that. You can puree basically anything: apples, pears, carrots, broccoli, green beans, sweet potato, butternut squash, parsnips, turnips, mango. Now mango you don't have to cook, you can just let that, make sure it's, you know, a soft mango, and then you can just puree it, you don't have to cook that. Banana, I wouldn't recommend kind of freezing it because it can go a bit like brown when you defrost it, so you can just mash that up and do that as is. Same with avocado, they're really good because they're good fats for baby, and that's really nice mixed with banana as well, so that's a good one to do. If you're defrosting, take like a couple of ice cubes out. You could say like do 1 broccoli, 1 sweet potato, 1 carrot, and then introduce that to your baby, and yeah, kind of mix them together. You can just then put them in the fridge, so if you take them out, put them in the fridge to defrost like throughout the day, or if you forget, you can just take some out and pop them in the microwave, as long as it's not too hot. And to be honest, if it is quite cold, if it's been in the fridge, sometimes it's quite nice, especially if baby's teething, to put the cold on their gums, but not all babies like cold things and it might put them off a little bit. So yeah, you can just warm it either like in a thing of boiling water, you know, just do it like that, like you would a bottle of milk, or just pop it in the microwave and just give it a really good stir so there's no hot spots or anything like that. So yeah, that's how I would recommend. Well, so I've got loads of notes here, so I'm just oh, and we just talk about their poo. I know it's not a nice subject, however, their poo will change. Once you start weaning them, their poo is going to change. It will start getting more kind of harder, clay-like, and the colour will probably stay a little bit the same, like the yellowy colour, but eventually, well, depending on what you're giving them, if you're giving them green vegetables, it might go slightly different, more colour, a bit more green than that. So yeah, that will change. Don't be alarmed if you think, oh my gosh. They can become a little bit constipated, some babies, when you start weaning them. Again, don't worry about it. You can start by either some like 100% apple juice with some boiled water, just literally like a teaspoon of that. Or if you want to do it in a more natural way, you can chop up an apple, put it in boiling water over a heat, actually put it in water, and then once it's kind of softened and cooked, then you can obviously use the apple to liquidize it up, put it in ice cube trays, or and you can then put the juice, that's sort of the liquid that the apple's been cooked in, you can then decant that into ice cube trays. So when baby gets constipated, you can take an ice cube of that out, put it in some water in a bottle, and then you can use that to help with their constipation. So that's a good tip too. If you are just doing a bit and you want to put it in the fridge, it lasts 24 hours and then it needs to be binned. Okay, so yeah, their poo will change. How to feed them. You can feed them in a bumbo with like a little tray. That's really good. I wouldn't recommend like a bouncy chair that kind of goes up and down, because you're just going to get in a mess and you don't want them to choke. So yeah, I would recommend sitting upright in a bumbo or something similar to that is absolutely fine. Equipment. So you will need some bowls, some spoons, some ice cube trays, a blender, steamer, and some ice cube like freeze bag type things. And I've said about batch cooking and freezing. If you do like a batch every week, set like a couple of hours aside, not even that, like an hour aside, and batch cook what you want, then it's all done for the week and you haven't got to worry about it. There are books out there on weaning that you can get. There's various different ones. I know Gina Ford has got some. I think Rachel Wadilove might have some as well on weaning, somewhere in her books. So yeah, you can get some books as well and have a look. There's loads of information on the internet as well. So yeah, just have a go with it really. A bit of trial and error for you and see what baby likes, what food they like. If you're quite fussy, one thing I will say, if you're quite fussy on like fruit and vegetables, don't like feel that your child is going to be fussy. Does that make sense? So say you don't like broccoli, but your child might like broccoli. So don't not cook broccoli just because you don't like it. Introduce as many flavours as possible to them, like from the get-go, because the chances are then they're not going to be fussy. So like something like parsnip is quite a strong flavour, so you could mix that with like pear to start with, and then it kind of sweetens up a little bit. Carrot is generally quite sweet anyway once it's cooked. So yeah. Butternut squash, actually, I don't know if I said that before, but that's a good one as well. You can put that in a slow cooker and just like keep pricking it with a knife, and yeah, it'll make it all nice and soft. Make sure baby is ready. Like I said at the beginning, they will start showing signs and you will know. Okay, so anywhere from 4 months, if they're showing signs, it is fine to do so. Don't give your baby anything citrus, so no oranges or lemons or limes or anything like that before 6 months. Not that you would really kind of give your baby a lemon to chew on, but you know. And then meat, fish and carbs after 6 months. So oily fish is fine. Salmon is a really good one. That tastes really nice. Cod, you can give them, and any meat, chicken, beef, pork. If you're going to do batch cooking, like fish you can do, just be careful with like, especially pork, because it's quite a dry meat. It can be quite difficult to kind of blend up and it won't go to a puree. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't puree it. It'll go quite crumbly. So yeah, things like that. So if there's anything that you think I've missed, then send me a message and I'll be happy to help out. But yeah, head over to my Instagram and my Facebook, and this week I have been putting some pictures on there of weaning things that I've been doing. So yeah, that's all I've got to say really about weaning. Just have a go and see what baby likes, and then go from there. Start with baby rice and then move on to fruit and vegetables. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you found it informative. I feel like I've just kind of rambled a load of information out to you. But I just wanted to try and cover everything that I'd made notes on. So if there's anything I've forgotten, then I'll probably do some Instagram stories and Facebook stories and see if I can add those on to there. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think that is probably everything that I've covered, and I hope you found it useful. So yeah, I hope you have a great day, guys, and I will see you soon.